Hello ladies, hello gents, thank you for being here today. My name is Mira Skenda, and on today's video we are going to be talking about how to spice up your relationship or how to spice up your marriage. Ladies and gentlemen, I got a good one for you guys today, but before we dive right in, please make sure you hit that subscribe button, also hit the notification bell. That way you do not miss any uploads. And please guys, make sure that you share this video and have other people subscribe as well, so we can grow the ministry. I call it the ministry, the family. We can grow this together. Thank you guys. So let us dive right in. The number one way to spice up your relationship, especially your marriage, guys, is to date your spouse. You know how when you are, before you get married to this lady, right, you're always taking her out, you're always making sure that she's looking good, you're making sure that she's happy, you're telling her all those nice, sweet, romantic words that is capturing her, and then she's getting all these butterflies inside. Guys, you gotta keep doing these things even after you are married, because these are the things that you were doing for her that made her fall in love with you in the first place. These are the things that you did for her that attracted her to you, and now you're married to her. So you cannot stop doing those things that you were doing at the beginning, because when you do those things, she is not happy, and when mama ain't happy, nothing else is going right. So please guys, that is how you spice up your relationship. Make sure that you're telling her all the stuff, make sure that you're whispering in her ear, make sure that you're taking her out on dates. And ladies, not only the guy has to take you out on a date, sometimes you can surprise your man, set up a date night and make sure that you take him there. That way you guys can keep nourishing your relationship. Remember that a long relationship doesn't mean a happy one. So you have to be intentional about making your marriage work. You have to be intentional about putting in all the effort so that your spouse is happy, you're happy, and everything is going smoothly at home. This brings me to the next point. The next point that you can do to spice up your marriage. Ladies, this is especially for you. You know how I said in the first point that the guy should keep doing what they're doing, right? Let's say, for example, that you have a man that stopped doing all those things that he was doing before he got married to you, right? You have to understand that men are project driven. I am not saying this to contradict what I just said. I'm just saying that in the event where that does not happen, you should understand that a man is project driven, right? And you were the project. So he was doing all these things so that he can get you to marry him. He was doing all these things so that he can get you to be with him, right? So if he was able to do these things before, know that it is something that is in him and he can always do it again, right? It's not something that he just cooked up, because if he had cooked it up, then he will not go this far. Because when somebody is doing something that is not coming from within, when someone is doing something that is not coming from their heart, right, at one point in time you're going to find out, because they will not be able to keep up. And so if he was able to do all this thing throughout the courting period right up to marriage, then it is something that this man can do. It is something that he knows how to do. So understand that he's project driven, right? So you were that project at that time, and he has gotten you to be at home. What you have to do is find out what his next project is. Usually, when a man gets married, his next project is to see how he can make the house work. Let me say, for example, if it is somebody that was working, maybe he's trying to find other sources of income. That way you guys don't only have one source of income, right? So say, for example, he is a businessman. Okay. Now he's focusing on this business. He's trying to do everything to build it from ground up. Do not be the kind of woman who is going to knock him, because this is a new project. You were the first project. Now this is a new project. So what you have to do is to plug yourself into this project, so much so that there is no way that he can complete it without your input. You understand? Because when you tap into that femininity, when you tap into that power that you have as a woman, you will be able to give this man insightful advice that he can use to take this business from ground up, and that is going to cut it short. Like, he's going to have a very short time doing it, like when he was doing it without your input. So yeah, if, say for example, he is someone who is in real estate and he's building this house that he wants to build and sell, right? So what you're going to do is, when he's out there looking for these houses, when he's out there doing something, you call him up and find out how he's doing. Ask him if everything went smoothly, if he's trying to pick colors for the walls. Be in there. Don't be the kind of woman who will say all the time, you're just spending your time at work, you're just doing this, you're just doing this. That man needs peace. He needs to be able to think. So be that his helpmate who is going to help him to get this together. And while you're working with your spouse, while you're working with your husband, then you are spicing up your relationship. Say for example, if he goes out there and you're the kind of person that only calls him to knock. When he's busy and you call him, he won't pick up his phone. And when he's done, he's going to go find his friends and start having fun with them. Then he only comes home very tired, and then you will knock some more because he is not paying attention to you. So what you got to do is understand that he's project driven. So you plug yourself into this new project that he has. My husband, for example, when he goes out there to look for homes, I ask, oh, how did it go? Did you put it under contract? Now he has something to tell me because it is something that he loves doing. So he would tell me, and why he's telling me, that is a bonding time for us, because we have these conversations. Ladies, be smart and plug yourself into what your man is doing. That way you spice up your relationship. That way he's thinking about you all the time, whether at work or at home. The next point on how to spice up your marriage is sex. S-E-X. When was the last time you put on that lingerie for this man? When was the last time you danced for your woman? When was the last time you told this woman that she is the one and the only one? Guys, I understand that sometimes when you get married, right, many things happen that you can put sex at the back seat. No, you have to bring it to the front, because when you are with your spouse, you need to make sure that you are having as much sex earlier on in your marriage. Because when these kids start coming, you will start finding time and you will not even have the time. And for those of you that have kids, you gotta make the time, because before these kids came, you were a husband. Before these kids came, you were a wife. So the way you have to spice it up is to stop doing one and the same thing all the time. You have to get away from your routine. People, it is so important. What kind of light do you have in your bedroom? What kind of music do you have in your bedroom? I personally, I love listening to music, you understand? And I hate it when I'm listening to music and then I start getting advertisement in between. So what you can do to change that, if you're the same like me, is get a YouTube channel, or maybe get a playlist that does not come with advertisements. That way you don't get, because the little thing, women are emotional and they are so mind driven. So the little thing that disturbs them during sexual intercourse, then they would just forget about it and get weak. So you have to make sure, as the man, if the woman has not done it because she's just waiting for you, please do it, because this is something that you both are enjoying. You have to make sure that you have great lighting in your bedroom. Go for the LED lights, the ones that come with different colors, right? So you try to get a chandelier. Don't get one for your living room first. Get one for your bedroom first. That way you can put in bulbs that have different colors, and you can just use a remote control to change the colors, whatever mood you're in. You use that. If it is red, you go with it. If it is blue, if it is yellow, if it is green, spice up your bedroom and make sure that your bedroom is conducive enough for you to want to make love to your partner. It is so important, guys. It is very, very important. Make sure that you dance for your spouse. Get that adrenaline pumping. That way your relationship is intact, because when you guys are always bonding together, when you guys are always together, then everything is just going. Don't be the kind of person that is just gonna come and you're like peep 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 peep, peep and you're done. You gotta take the time. Yes, there is a time for quickies, but then you gotta take the time to make love to your spouse. Am I communicating, people? Find something to do that is going to get your adrenaline pumping. Find something to do differently. You understand? Don't be the kind of person that your husband or your wife already knows what they are coming home to meet. Men love fruit salad. What do I mean by that? A man likes to see his woman in different forms. So don't be the kind of person that will always be wearing one and the same kind of outfit. Today, you can do braids. Tomorrow, you can have your hair in the back. After tomorrow, you can have it in a bun. So make sure that you have that variety, women, because variety is the spice of life. And as a man, make sure that you dress properly and smell good for your woman. Because if you're not smelling good for this woman, there is no reason why she wants to be around you, because women, like I said, they're emotional. Everything is going up to their brains. And you know, when you smell something that is really good, it goes to your senses and it arouses you. So you really want to make sure that you're smelling good. And the women too, yeah, you gotta smell good, you know. So these are the kind of things that you do in order to spice up your relationship. Go for walks and have conversations. Communicate clearly your needs and your wants. And also make sure that you are intentional about your marriage. You're intentional about your relationship. It is so important, because you can lose yourself in the process and then you don't do the things that you need to do. Another way to spice up your marriage is to pay attention to your spouse. They must not always tell you what they need. Sometimes they can bring it up in a conversation. That is why you need to listen more than you speak. Because when you listen more, you understand more and you know more of what is going on in your surrounding. Pay attention to them. Sometimes they might just slip and tell you, oh, they really want this thing, but they cannot get it for themselves. They will not tell you that they cannot get it from themselves. They'll just tell you that they always wanted to have this thing. I always wanted to go to a spa, for example. It's been a long time that I've been to a spa. It's been a long time that I've played sports, because I do not have a sport attire. It's been a long time that anything, you know, they can just drop it in and they continue with whatever you guys were doing. So in that moment of conversation, you can pick up those things that you know that your spouse wants. And maybe say, for example, if it is your wife that hasn't been to the spa for a long time, what you can do is you can go get a gift certificate or whatever. Or you can, yes, a gift certificate, and give it to them. That way they can take it to the spa. Now they don't have any excuse not to go to the spa. That is going to make her really happy, because she knows that you're paying attention to what she's saying. Say, for example, your man may say, oh my goodness, it's been a long time that I haven't eaten rice, or it's been a long time that I haven't eaten ogana soup. You know, I'm going to make ogana soup for you guys in one video, and you will enjoy it. Back to it. So he can say it's been a while that he hasn't eaten ogana soup or something. Take it up as a challenge to make it for him. If it is something that, say, for example, that you don't know how to cook it, learn how to cook it. That way you can surprise him with it. Those are the little things that you do for your spouse that is going to make them happy. And once your home is happy, then there are other many things that you can do in your life. You see that people who are living happily, they are successful. Because once the atmosphere is peaceful, once the atmosphere is calm, then you can think about other things that you can do to elevate yourself. So these are the things, guys, that you got to do to spice it up. Like I said, remember that a long relationship, there are some people who have been in their marriages for a very long time, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years, but they are not happy. They are just counting the anniversaries every year, but then they have nothing to show for it. You know, it is not about the length of time, the longevity of your relationship. It's about the value of your relationship. How valuable is it? How interesting is it? How good is it? How spicy is it? You have to think about that part. And when you make your spouse a priority in your marriage, then you will be able to be free to spice up your relationship, because you're not only thinking about yourself, you're thinking about the other person. Say, for example, that I make my husband a priority, right? He makes me his priority. We, at the end of the day, we are serving each other. And when we serve each other, then we can lead a better life. So guys, you have to spice it up, 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 spice, spice, spice. Last but not the least, challenge each other to do something that scares you the most. Whatever scares you, do it. If, say for example, it is swimming, you're scared of swimming, do it. If you're scared of skydiving, do it. If you're scared of skiing, do it. Anything that scares you the most, try to do it. Challenge each other to do it, because when you guys start challenging each other like that, then you are doing more activities, you're doing more things that are making you guys want to always be with each other. Because I want to see if my husband is doing this thing. I want to see if my wife has gotten the courage to do this, So things like that, that is what you got to do, because you always have to find that time to do those things. And I will still emphasize on the dating your spouse. To add to that, if, let me say, you cannot just go out on dates at random, what you can do is you can schedule it, and understand that this is date night, so that wherever you are, whatever you're doing throughout the week, you're looking forward to something. And when you're always looking forward to something, that makes you happy. That makes you your adrenaline pumps, because you're looking forward to this thing. You're trying to do other things very well, so that you don't interrupt this thing that you have to do. So say, for example, that you have scheduled a time on your calendar that, okay, every Fridays or every Saturdays or every Sunday or every what day that works for you, we are going to have date night. Communicate it with your spouse, so that way you guys are on the same page. It is not a surprise. We are going to have date night every week on this day at this time. That way you have something to look towards to. You have something that you're working towards. And that is how you guys always together and always having something to do. So please guys, it is very important that we spice up our marriages. That way we live better lives. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Please do not forget to hit that subscribe button and also hit the notification bell. That way you can be the first to know when there's a new video uploaded. And please guys, please share this video with your friends and have them subscribe. That way we can grow the ministry. Thank you guys, and have a fab one. Bye.